Hey guys, just a heads up, we try to keep it clean most of the time, but we had one too many of our cocktails this week, so things got a little out of control. There's some mild, questionable language a little bit later in the episode. We'll call this one PG-13, so if you have any kids around and you don't want them to hear that kind of stuff, why don't you save this one for yourself for later? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have fun.
Tired of the everyday grind? Want to get away from it all?
Descend into paradise.
Florida.
Greetings, everybody, from sunny Florida. Here's wishing you the best of everything. And it's my personal belief that the best of everything comes from right down here.
Well, hello again, everybody. This is Steph from JustADayInParadise.com, and welcome to episode 10. We're in the double digits of Just a Podcast in Paradise. Me and the Dip crew love living in the Sunshine State, and it's our goal to help you plan for your very own day in paradise. With all there is to see, do, and experience, we know that planning for your Florida vacation can be a little overwhelming, so don't worry, because we've got your back. We'll do the research, and you reap the benefits. Also, guys, what kind of friends would we be if we didn't offer you something to drink or a snack while we hang out with our wang out?
Preferably with our wang out.
While we hang out. So today we whipped up a little something special. It's kind of turning into a tradition that we do something with coffee for our listener episodes. And today we made a cocktail with Java Moonshine.
It's Old Smokey Mountain Java Cream Liqueur.
Old Smoky Java Mountain Cream Liqueur.
Old
Smoky
Mountain
Rubber
Java
Baby
Cream
Bumpy
Liqueur,
Bumpers.
and Old Smoky is moonshine. So
I see.
You can tell we've had a few of them already.
Yeah. So yeah, this is pretty good. We're gonna try to come up with a name for it in today's episode, and then you can check our Instagram at Just Take a Dip for the recipe. So we're ready if you are. Kick up your feet, throw on those shades, and let's take a trip to paradise. All right, guys, so today we have Garrett and Megan in the studio with us.
That was not me.
Another tradition is Megan belching into the microphone. We didn't even have ranch this time. This is just... So Megan is burping up the cocktail that we just invented, and we're trying desperately to come up with a name for it. So I know you guys have been racking your brains. What thoughts do you have?
Megan.
Well, I have no idea. Burps McGee.
Burps McGee. No, that's you.
That's you. That's just your name. That's your name.
Well, all right. So this is an episode about your Florida vacation, right? We're answering some listener questions. It's an Old Smoky Moonshine. So maybe
There's
I would
Nutella
think, but I would
in
think
it.
like so like
Banana.
it's kind of like it's like brown and stuff. So
It
maybe
is.
like something muddy, like on the beach, like
Muddy.
a muddy like
Swamp?
a muddy tourist. A swampy tourist.
No, that's
no,
not
that has
sweaty.
to be green.
A sweaty
No,
Tourist.
A sweaty swampy tourist.
um,
A sweaty swampy tortoise.
a swampy tortoise?
It's not green though.
That's not
Well,
green.
tortoises are brown.
no,
They
that's
are.
what I'm thinking. Muddy and nutty.
Stop saying nutty.
It's
It
got
is a little
Nutella in
bit nut-
it.
It is a little bit.
I know,
it is
but
a
you
little
can
bit
say
nutty.
like
And we topped it with coconut.
Mm-hmm.
Muddy coconut.
Nuts about Florida.
Well, but it's also like
There's
a
also
blended,
banana.
a blended frozen drink. Does
Bananas
that
are
matter?
tropical.
and
Nuts.
coffee.
Nuts about... All right, well, if you can come up with a better name than we can, hit us up at Just Take a Dip on
Oh,
Instagram.
you forgot the
I'm
name for a
embarrassed.
second.
Yeah, our creativity is out the window because we
It'll be
spent
at the
so
very
much
end.
time.
I'll yell it out.
That'll be it. Maybe that'll be the trivia
It'll end up
question.
happening.
We'll know the right answer when we hear it. All right.
Cocoa nutty. Coca
Mine
Cabana.
doesn't have coconut on it. I don't
That's
want
true.
coconut on mine.
But cocoa like chocolate, and then also Nutella, cocoa nutty.
Yeah, but it has to be Florida kind of themed.
Yeah.
Coconut's
Florida.
a Florida
I feel like you're
thing.
not really pushing the limits of your imagination
Yeah,
here.
that just
You're
sounds
just
like-
stating ingredients.
Yeah.
I want it to be based on the drink and not based on Florida.
Well, then you're fired.
Huh. That's it. You're out. Just
Bye.
like that.
Okay, well,
Back
this
from
will
whence
be
you
my
came.
last podcast. I know I'm the favorite, so if you stop listening, I understand.
That's true. We're going to lose our
Thank
whole
you all.
burping audience.
I have my own Instagram.
Our burping demo. All right. Well, today we need the coffee because we've opened it up to some listener questions on our social media channels. We've got some fun ones in here today, and I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. So, let's just dive right in.
Let's do it.
Right? Because we got a lot to talk about today. So, we got a question from Jay Makiavara. I think we know who that is. I
we?
think it sounds Swedish.
Oh. I think you said Jay.
Jay. Well, that's who it was from. The account said Jay.
Oh.
Yeah. So she asked what our favorite springs in Florida are. So I've got a few written down. And if you guys want to jump in, you can start. You
It's
wanna
easy
go?
for me.
Tell us, Garrett.
It's Disney Springs.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. So, Garrett, tell us about Disney Springs and why you threw that curveball at us.
Well, what isn't there at Disney Springs? You've got a Marvel store. You've got a Star Wars store. You've got a giant Starbucks. You've got a big old movie theater. But you've also got some of the best bars in that area. We're talking about Jacques Hangar Bar.
But you know what you don't have? An actual spring.
Yeah, there's water in the middle where you can ride those.
There's like
old-
fountains and stuff, like man-made stuff.
Some water features.
There's water features.
Yeah, there's Lake Buena Vista.
I'm not.
It's not like the town, the whole city.
Yeah, but there's
That's
also
the
it's also
lake.
the actual
That's
lake.
the lake. Before I was interrupted, multiple different fun bars. You got the Edison. You've got Boathouse. You also have a really, really good Guy Fieri restaurant called Chicken Guy
Chicken Guy.
that we scarfed down multiple chicken tenders from there.
They had mad sauce there.
Cool karaoke bars, all that kind of stuff. I'm more into the going out kind of thing than spring.
That's true. I get that. Oh, that was a good curveball. I like it. I didn't see it coming.
Oh yeah.
Meg?
I've only ever been to Three Sisters Springs, which is near Crystal River.
Okay.
It was very beautiful, super clear water. But I've got my eyes on Ginny Springs and have for a long
Yeah, I
time
wanna go
because
to Ginny
it
Springs.
looks like a wonderland.
Ginny Springs is like the party spring.
Yeah, that's where all the
That
UF
sounds,
kids
yeah.
go to.
Yeah.
Everyone in their tubes like hanging out, and like you don't have to feel like scared at the water because you can see everything.
Yep.
You know.
No sharks.
When you're in Florida, you really do have to fear the water, but it seems like the springs are like.
That's true. Because there are alligators out, but you can see them, and they're usually on the banks, so they're not going to, like, sneak up on you.
They could,
Yeah, they definitely could,
but they're not going to.
but they're not going to. They're
Don't
super
bring
chill.
kids. It's
Yeah.
really not worth the risk.
At any springs?
I wouldn't.
I guess it depends on how you are getting around. I mean, if you're in a boat, you're pretty fine.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you're a kid.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
if you're in a
And
tube,
if you can swim.
Imagine
Yeah.
if alligators had like hands, like human hands. We talked about
Didn't we
giraffes.
do an
We
episode
talked about
where
giraffes, a few
giraffes
weeks ago.
have
But like
hands?
you were talking about, like, oh, it'd be fine if they were in a boat. But what if they had like
That's true.
normal hands?
And they could, like, stand on their hind
How
legs.
They could climb
horrifying
into
would
your
that
boat.
be?
That would be
They
scary.
could climb trees and stuff. They had, like monkey hands.
Yeah. Yeah, if they could climb trees, that'd be a problem.
climb into boats.
yeah, and they could like, you know, like land on you, like jump from the sky
you
and
off.
like skydive onto you, and then
Do
eat
karate,
you.
maybe?
Are you guys familiar with the death roll? That's like an alligator's signature move.
That is.
Where they clamp
you.
down on you and they've got an incredibly strong bite, so you can't escape that. And then they twist their whole body so that while you're drowning in the water, you're also simultaneously breaking most of your bones.
Oh, God.
That's why you have to
got
close
dark.
the alligator's mouth before it bites you.
Because they have the bite force,
Mm-hmm.
but then they
can't
don't have the
open-
opening
can't open it
force.
back up, yeah.
Like I do. Can't come anywhere near me.
Floridians
No.
love, respect, and fear alligators. If you haven't learned that from.
I just fear them.
Oh, I respect them.
I don't feel fear when I see an alligator, but
Oh,
I
I do.
probably should.
I mean, I'd fear them if I was in the water.
I
don't
just
fear them when
told
I
you
see
that
them.
they clamp down on you.
No,
Drown
they've
you
never
and break
done
your
it
bones.
to me.
They
I
have
feel
to
like until
they
you
have to
see
sneak
it.
up to you to do that.
Because
Like,
really,
and
all they do for the most part that we see is just like lay around.
sunbathe.
I
Yeah.
think we're going too hard with the alligators. This is not about alligators.
This is not about. We're not trying to deter you from going to the springs because there's 700 over 700 to choose from. And if you're scared of alligators, there's plenty of springs that you can be totally safe. You can be on a kayak or a paddle board if you have balance and core strength.
That sounds safe.
Yeah. You can do like glass bottom boat tours, which I don't necessarily recommend because they're like vomitoriums. You get kind of sick from looking down in the the acrylic glass, and
really?
It makes people puke a lot.
Maybe chumps do, but it's fine.
I've never done them. I get pretty motion sick, so that would be tough for me. But I wrote down some ones that I think are important if you're traveling. So I think Devil's Den is really cool. It's really unique. It's a prehistoric sinkhole and spring. So it's just it's like northern central Florida. It's like 5 hours from us here. And it's cool. They have a campground. You can visit Devil's Den as a snorkeler or a scuba diver because some of the springs or the sinkholes you can only be a scuba diver, where this one you get access to like a little area. And there is a turtle that lives in there.
Just one.
What the hell is his name? Nelson.
Our producer says
our
Nelson.
producer said it's Nelson. Yeah, so there's a little... What kind of turtle is he?
I think he's just like a red-eared cider or something.
A red-eared cider? Okay, so yeah, he's a little turtle that lives in there. There's some fish that live in there. Last time we were there was bats in the ceiling.
Ew.
No, they were so cool. Bats are so cool.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. You can hear them going...
They're cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're gossiping.
Oh,
and
yeah, they're talking about what a
talking
terrible
about
swimmer you are.
Yeah.
But do be aware that it is so cold. It's, I think, 72 degrees.
Thanks, producer.
And the temperature that your body's most comfortable at, I think, is anything over 78. So that little 6-degree differential doesn't sound like a lot, but I literally had to run into the water or I wasn't getting in. And since what's unique about this spring is it's underground because it's in a sinkhole. So you actually walk through a staircase underground to get into the spring, and there's only one tiny little beam of light coming from the upside, so it's super photogenic. Once you get into the water, it's really chill. You bring a wetsuit if you're scared.
Isn't there, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like I read this somewhere, but the reason it's called Devil's Den is because, like, there's a bunch of, like, cave areas and stuff that, like, people get lost in?
Yes, yeah, good point. So I'm not scuba certified, but if you are scuba certified, that's a great place to go because once you dive, there's all these little caves and like interconnecting caverns and stuff. And there's actually a sign, if you're scuba diving, that you can see where it's like a Grim Reaper and it says, don't swim past this point. Like people don't make it. And yeah, so it's called the Devil's Den because sometimes you check in, but you don't check out.
That's what I thought.
Why is it called that?
Producer?
Oh, okay. This just in from our producer. It's called Devil's Den because on a cold winter morning, you can see steam like smoke rising from the chimney opening. Thus, early settlers gave it the name Devil's Den. Okay, that makes sense. But still, there is that sign there.
People can also die.
But it's cool. So if you're a scuba diver, that should be on the top of your list. And if you're just obsessed with getting really cool pictures and mild swimming, then it'd be good for you too. Cool.
Get your Instagram followers up.
There you go. Yeah, very photogenic. Then there's Rainbow Springs. I heard you talk about tubing. Yeah. Rainbow Springs is cool. It used to be a zoo, I want to say. Hold on. So Rainbow Springs was a privately owned theme park. It was a tourist attraction back in the 1930s. They did a glass bottom boat ride, and they have all these man-made waterfalls and stuff. And then the state took it over somewhere along the line. So now it's a really, really well-maintained park, but it's got huge springs. So you can go and kayak there. You can swim. There's some concessions. But what makes Rainbow Springs unique is there's actually a little stream that you can go tubing in. So you start at one side where they launch you. You can bring your own tube, or they have tubes available for rent. And then you ride all the way down. I think it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then once you get to the bottom, the van comes and brings you back up to your car with all your stuff. Yeah. So people like make a whole thing out of it, and you can get tubes that have coolers in them.
Little
Yeah.
tip here. Don't miss the spot where the van picks you up. Because
Yeah.
that can happen.
That would be a nightmare. Bringing all your stuff and
to
your
walk it back.
empty beer cans back. Yeah.
We don't litter here on the dip crew.
That's right. We pick up after
pick up
ourselves
our
and other
trash.
people sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fun.
Most of the time.
Yes, that's true. So Wakiwa Springs made the list. Wakiwa Springs is right outside of Orlando. So it's not like the best spring in the state, but if you're coming in and Orlando is your destination and you wanted something cool to do outside of the theme parks, it's like a 40-minute drive. And it's a great place to kayak if you're a beginner. The current's not super strong. And, you can rent them. They're pretty cheap. And you could spend an hour or two there. There's also a cool, hill where you could get a little sunbathe action going on.
Roll down.
Yeah, and they have bathrooms.
You can roll down the hill. It's not forbidden.
You can
You're
roll
allowed
down
to.
the
You're allowed
hill.
to.
Yes. So that's a cool one. And so Crystal River National Wildlife Refuge, Three Sisters Springs feeds into that, and I totally agree with Megan because that is the one place in the world where you can legally hang out with manatees and even interact with them and touch
Legally.
them. So if you want to do that, winter is the time of year that they come in and get warm, and you can hang out with them. So those are our favorite springs. What do you guys think? You guys need to up your spring game.
Absolutely.
We're actually we actually are planning on doing it once, we're able to.
The world opens
Yeah.
officially.
Well, some of the springs are reopening now. I mean, I feel like it's
Most of them have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just gorgeous pictures. And when do you get to, especially in Florida, get to swim in water that's so clear?
Yeah.
Ocean's not clear. None of the lakes are clear, which I wouldn't go in them anyway.
Yep. And it's tough when you live on the south side of the state because the closest springs I think are in Tampa from us, like Weeki Wachee, where the mermaids are. But that's pretty touristy. Have
What?
you ever heard of that? Weeki Wachee Springs?
Dang, there's mermaids.
Wiki-watchy?
There's
Yeah,
mermaids.
That's fun.
Yeah, so they have mermaids that go underwater and they dive and they.
Oh, yeah. I actually
and
have
take
seen them
pictures of
before. They're on TikTok.
Yeah.
They go through, rigorous training. It's
I'm
no
sure.
joke. Yeah.
They're underwater forever.
Yeah.
And they have these little tubes that they. You want some of this?
She loves wine.
Suck. Yeah, she loves wine. Cool. Yeah, so that's our spring
for
news.
those at home who can't see, Steph just offered her dog a sip of her alcoholic beverage. That's
He's
what you
old. He's
missed.
seen it all. If he wants some,
PETA.
I think he's entitled to it. That's just me.
Can we? You got another guitar?
I have two guitars.
Since when?
I've always had two guitars. Well, one of these
This
is
just
the
in.
second
Steph has
one.
another guitar.
I have mad guitars.
Maybe you'll do a little strumming at the end.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Sorry. Sidetracked. Moving on.
So our next question comes from Hagen Morgan 13. Hagen Morgan. That sounds like something in German.
First name
Hagen Morgan.
Hagen
Last
Morgan.
name Morgan.
Hagen Morgan.
Hagen Morgan 13 says, "What is your favorite country to visit in Epcot?"
Oh.
How do you
Oh.
pick just one?
Yeah. But what? This is during food and wine because I don't really.
I'll
know.
go. First of all, Epcot tries really hard to make all of the countries amazing. They're filled with people from those countries. The architecture is
True.
what you would find in those countries. My favorite is gonna be Japan because I think Japanese culture is just really beautiful. A lot of fun things. They have a kawaii museum, which is
do.
where it's just all things cute because the cute culture is a big thing there. You can get delicious sushi, delicious noodles,
She spoke
delicious sake.
Japanese to people when we were there.
Yeah, they have a sake bar back there. Not a lot of people know that.
Do you guys want me to speak Japanese?
Please.
No.
Yeah, what are you going to say? Well,
Megan-
maybe you should say it first.
My name is from my
My name is from Florida.
My name is Megan. I'm from America.
Okay, let's hear it.
Megan to imasu. Americaから来ました.
Wow. Nice. I felt like I was literally in Japan.
I felt like I was in an anime.
Yeah. There's a
welcome.
tentacle coming at me. It was wild. Yeah, so Japan's a really cool pavilion. They have a lot of hidden gems back there. They have two restaurants?
Yeah, I
three
believe that's
restaurants?
correct.
Yeah.
Takamite is the one that's
Takumite,
super,
yeah.
super
And
nice.
then they have they have God. What the hell? Damn it. It's it's a hibachi place. What is it called?
Hibachi place.
No. Oh.
I'm wasted.
Tepanitos, yes. Tepanitos is upstairs.
That sounds Mexican.
And then they have, well, it's probably just my accent. And then they have another, like, quick service sushi place upstairs that you can get food. So they have 3 restaurants.
Nice.
Plus the sushi bar, which is great. You can go buy...
Sushi.
Not sushi. They have, what is it called?
Sake.
Sake.
Yeah, they have the sake bar. They'll walk you through all the different kind of sakes, and you can bring stuff home. There's another podcast that I listen to called WDW Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And Lou talks about how he takes his kids in there, and everyone can buy like one Japanese snack, and then they take them back, and they like, you know, it's like fun to try different flavors, and they try to gross each other out and stuff. Didn't you guys just do something like
Yes,
that?
we did.
Yeah, tell me about how that went.
Shouts out my brother. He got a little too much, had a little too much to drink last week, and ordered a huge bag of Japanese treats, and we all took turns trying some of them.
Were there
I
any
would say that
standouts?
most of it was good. There were some things that was like there was like a sweet, salty Cheeto-y thing that was
But it was
good.
just like one of them. It was
Sweet
like
and
individually
salty.
wrapped.
Yeah.
It looked like a candy
Interesting.
bar, and it was just a
Yeah.
big Cheeto.
And like marshmallows, gummies, and it was good. There were some things that were a little troubling. I won't lie.
Troubling.
Fish skin.
Yeah,
Ugh.
some kind of like dried fish skin.
So they weren't all
sticks.
sweet.
No.
Correct.
No, okay.
Some of them are like they had like a Texas corn thing that was like seasoned little like corn balls kind of.
Okay. Texas corn from Japan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it was like it
They
was
wanna
not like actual
Americanize it.
corn. It was
Right.
kind of like a Cheeto almost too. That was as well similar
Yeah,
texture.
it was cool. It was cool. Shouts out my mother for putting that together because she
Aw, Mom.
gave everybody she was like, oh, everybody pick, everybody eat one. It was good though. It was cool.
I definitely wouldn't be afraid to try it because most of it was good. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's fun. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of like a cultural experience, but it also is not super expensive, and you can all have a little treat.
Yeah.
So for me, gosh, my favorite, like without a doubt, is Mexico. Always, like if I was gonna go and only go to one pavilion, it would be Mexico.
Yeah.
I love the food. I love the
Tequila,
tequila bar. What is it called?
La Cava,
Producer.
La Cava del Tequila.
La Cava
Nice.
del Tequila. They have just a tremendous amount of tequila that you can try. They have, what is the smoky one? Mezcal that you can try. Last time I was there, the traditional way to drink mezcal is with an orange slice and a cricket. So if you
Was it
ask for
living?
the,
Was it
it was
alive?
not alive.
Oh,
It was like a roasted, seasoned cricket.
Was it good?
And if you ask for it, they will serve it to you that way. And it was, I hate bugs. Like I have an unnatural
I do
fear
too.
of bugs, so it was a lot for me to try it. But it wasn't bad. Like it tasted good. I didn't like the legs in my teeth.
Kind
Kind of lost me there. But
Was it like totally dry tasting or was it kind of like juicy or greasy?
oh no, it was dry.
Okay,
No,
that's
totally
that's
dried
more
out.
appealing.
Like popcorn
Yeah.
almost.
But it was like you. I mean, they were like a hearty size. They weren't like
Small.
tiny
It's
little
like
crickets.
little, yeah.
Ugh, yeah, and you see them and you pick them up and it's a bug and you just pop it in your mouth and it kind of goes against what you want to do. But
Bugs.
I would do it.
yeah, I think you have to do it.
Megan
have to
was. I think Megan's favorite characters on Rugrats was Phil and Lil, the ones that ate bugs.
When did I ever say that's not a conversation we've ever had ever? I don't even know if we've ever discussed the Rugrats.
Really?
I know that's just.
We
I
kind of
just
give
knew they-
off
I
a
just
Phil
knew they ate
and
bugs.
Lil kind of vibe.
You're Phil and Lil kind of girl.
Yeah. But they also have a ride, which you can always pretty much just walk right on. They have some cool artisans. They have the
Ooh,
glass,
3 caballeros.
you know.
Caballeros.
Caballeros. It's Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah. And fun fact, do you know why it's always nighttime in Mexico? Which I think is one of the coolest parts.
Because it's in that big like Aztecian.
Yeah,
No,
but why?
I think that
Pero,
that's
like,
why
why?
it's dark. But why is it dark? I don't know.
I know the answer.
Please inform us.
So it's always dark. It's the only pavilion that it's always nighttime when you go in.
Yeah.
And it's because in Mexican culture, you know, because it's kind of like a marketplace and, you know, the restaurants,
Right.
there would never be anybody in a market during the day. Because they're all like sort of like agriculturalists. So they're all in, you know, the fields and stuff during the day. So it would only come alive at nighttime. So it's always nighttime.
It is beautiful.
fact. Oh, it's gorgeous.
You know what? I still
And
haven't
it's
seen
air conditioned.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the best part.
The whole thing, air conditioning.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but I feel like they don't utilize
Coco?
Coco enough.
Oh
in
my
it.
gosh! First of all, that's one of my favorite Pixar movies
I've
ever.
never seen it, and I really
you should
want
totally
to.
see it. Maybe you should watch that tonight.
I've actually
instead of Back
tried
to the
multiple
Future for the
times.
10th time.
Multiple times
Thank
I've tried
you.
it. Megan says no.
Well,
It's got
Coco,
great
I've
music
seen it.
too. Poco Loco.
I just want to say I called
Remember
it like
Me?
right from the beginning, but it's fine.
It's okay. It's a kids movie for adults. Yeah, Coco's. Really
But
good
no,
movie.
I learned to love Mexico from going with Steph, so
Mm-hmm.
she does it the right way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I-
Sorry, go ahead.
I would have to say, there's two.
Okay.
I like the look of Italy the best. It's really cool. I like the restaurants, except for the shots we took. What were they called?
Sambuca.
Sambuca with
With the espresso
little
beans at
espresso
the
beans.
bottom?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that, but like everything else in there was really cool. There were cool like areas to get good wine and good liquor and everything. But when it comes to food, I gotta do Germany.
Yeah.
I gotta do my Germany. I
a
gotta
good
have a
one.
bratwurst from Germany. Really good beer, really good food. Not only that, not only the bratwurst. You know, they got a bunch of other stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah, so Italy's a great choice. The food there is great. They're actually managed by the Lulu.
Sorry, hold on.
Can't we just put like a disclaimer that says this one's not for kids?
We can.
The delicious shots you can get in Germany.
Yes. What
Shots.
shots?
Oh
did you-
yeah.
Wait, what shots
Maybe
were
we should
they?
do that right now. The Pfeffenfosser or whatever.
What is that?
What?
Apfelfusser. Don't we have some?
You want some?
Might as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Wait,
in.
this is mine. I'm
We'll
drunk.
just get wasted in this
I
one.
am drunk.
We gotta get through the. We're only
With
the
my
second
dick in a
question.
butt.
All right.
I know we're going way too hard.
So Italy, fantastic choice. I think that's definitely great. If you're talking about food, if you don't want to be that adventurous and eat seafood candies in Japan, you can go to Italy and get yourself a pizza. Oh, what is this? Our producer
has come in.
is
with
coming
shot
live with
glasses.
some apple brandy. So we're gonna get to Germany in a minute. So you guys can't take your it's pear brandy. Excuse me. You guys can't take your shot
I don't like pears.
until
I'm in.
suck it up.
it says apple.
What's the apple? It's apple brandy. So Italy
Thank you.
is pretty cool. It's run by the Patina. This is why we can't have nice
Oh, it
things.
does. I
The
remember
Patina
smelling
Restaurant Group.
That's full
Uh,
You guys ran out of water.
The Patina Restaurant Group manages a lot of restaurants in Disney and in Disney Springs.
This. What else they do?
They do Enzo's Hideaway, which is like a wine cellar and cocktail bar in Disney Springs.
Yeah.
And they do Maria and Enzo's, which is attached to Enzo's Hideaway in Disney Springs.
We didn't do Enzo's.
No, we didn't.
They do all
We'll do
the
it soon.
or a couple of the restaurants in the Italy Pavilion. And what's cool, so people talk about the pizza in Italy, right? Like
Yeah.
pizza is so important.
Pizza.
So everybody knows the secret to a great pizza is in the dough. And the secret to a great dough is in the water. So do you know how they get their pizzas so great at the Italy Pavilion?
It's from the water from Lake Buena Vista.
False.
Absolutely not.
But it is imported. So they import their water from Pennsylvania, where the chemical composition of the water is the closest to Italy that you can get in the United
guessing-
States. There's also some forced perspective in Italy. You guys know about
Everything is forced
forced
perspective,
perspective?
it makes
yeah.
things look a lot larger than they appear.
Correct.
Or smaller than they appear. Yeah,
Or smaller. Either way, it's forced. They're forcing the perspective down your throat. They also have, I think, 3 or 4 different pizza ovens. Just a tip, if you've been to Epcot, maybe you're a local and you've been a million times and you're like, whatever, is there anything new in the World Showcase? Great question. There's a lot going on. Megan talked about Remy. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is opening up in France, hopefully, later this year. Some construction
already
has been
had
moved around. It has not opened.
Then
Construction
where
began
did it open?
in France. Yeah, well,
It's only going to be in
Disneyland
France. Okay, so then
Paris.
I'm thinking of the Imagineering story, and we
Yeah,
have it-
the
we-
ride.
they
The
haven't-
ride exists in
Yeah.
some format already in Paris, but
Yeah,
they're
but it
bringing
hasn't
it
come in.
over
Okay.
to Epcot, which is exciting. We're also getting, for the first time in forever, There's another Disney reference. We're getting a brand new pavilion. So we're getting the Brazil pavilion,
Brazil.
which is cool. The Brazilian pavilion. Ew.
What alcohol's from Brazil?
You have the cocktail.
Caparina.
Caipirinha.
Caipirinha.
Yeah,
There,
from
thank
Brazil. Yep.
There's no liquor from that, though?
Well, there is a liquor. I just forget the name of it. What is it called? Kashaka? I don't think that's what it's called.
No, they have pau de queijo.
It could be what it's called. Is
Well,
that how
this
you
is
say
where
it?
we're going to have our most time there, so why not talk about
Yeah.
it before?
I'm hoping, this hasn't been announced, but I'm hoping they're going to have one of those, like, Brazilian steakhouses where they come around with the meat swords, and it's a
Never been to
meat
one.
fest. Meat Fest 2021.
Yeah, cachaca is what's in
Cachaca.
a caipirinha.
Nice.
And they also have a pau de queijo, which is like a little like bread cheese ball, like roll thing. It's
Yeah.
I
pretty
like
good.
that. I like that.
Yeah, the Brazil booth at the Food and Wine Fest has been a really popular one for the last several years. Now we're going to get a whole pavilion. And I learned that the intent behind I didn't say
So
tea yet.
yeah, I took a sip of mine as well.
Those are the
It
worst.
was burning.
Yeah.
I still have more to drink.
Yeah.
Me too. I didn't finish mine. I'm intoxicated.
You guys should have eaten.
Yeah,
Clearly.
we didn't eat before this.
Yeah. Tip. Always eat.
I'm not sure what's
Before you
gonna get
drink.
cut and what's.
We're really only gonna have like 15 minutes out of this, probably.
Okay, that's probably wise.
But yeah, so there's space for 5 more after the Brazil Pavilion countries to be
5 more?
5 more.
I'm
There's
just
space.
ignoring that.
Five
Yeah.
more countries.
There's space for 5 more.
Okay,
so the
keep-
intention
alright,
was to always add one.
Let's name the 5 countries that they should. Have.
Ooh, good one.
That is good.
Wait, before we do this,
Let's do
our
this.
producer poured us a shot of apple brandy
From Germany.
in honor of Garrett's Germany pavilion. Wait, we have to cheers to something, Megan.
To the Brazilian pavilion.
Fine.
I cheers to all of the pavilions we name that they will come.
To the pavilions of the future.
Yes, thank
Not your
you.
grandma's pavilions, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Wow.
Okay,
I haven't had mine yet.
first India.
Oh God, that would be
There
so
should
good.
absolutely be an Indian
Totally.
pavilion.
Yep.
It's weird that there's not.
Mm-hmm.
All the color, like there's so
Oh my
much culture
God.
in India to
Yeah,
use.
all the. Yeah,
Good
I feel
food.
like that would be really good.
Oh, I don't like that.
You like it. You love it. What else would be in India?
Ugh.
What else?
Chicken tikka masala. We're
Yeah,
having
the
that
food
tonight,
would
that's
be
why.
incredible.
The food would be awesome, and something like Bollywood themed, maybe.
Yes.
Like they could do a
They
lot.
could do like a little stage
Little-
show.
little
would be
mini-
cool.
Yes.
Is the Taj Mahal
Yeah.
Okay,
you
just
do a
making sure.
Taj Mahal. Yeah, that'd be cool.
because you can't photograph it, so
I
you
think
have to just
India is
make a new one.
like a clear one.
Oh,
They'd be
that would
stupid
be-
not
that
to do
would be
that
awesome.
one.
India, and
So that's one.
Okay.
they could do some Aladdin stuff in it.
Well, Morocco
Has
has
Aladdin.
Has Aladdin stuff?
Jasmine. I guess they could move that
I don't know.
around
I always
somewhere,
thought that it was.
but Morocco has Aladdin and Jasmine.
Oh.
Some kind of like island. Is Australia there?
No.
I don't. To be honest, I
Australia
don't
is a
know a
pretty
lot
hot-
about the
Well,
Australian
that's
culture.
the benefit
Right.
about having the pavilion.
Fun
is
fact
you learn
about
the culture.
Australia: they are the only country that eats their nation's animal.
The kangaroo.
We don't eat bald eagles?
Maybe we could eat kangaroo at the Epcot Pavilion. Yep, they should put Australia there. I've decided.
We
Wow.
want kangaroo.
Okay, Australia.
Australia,
that's a good one.
India.
I feel like there should be something from Africa. Like, how cool? What was that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Gary, you're too heavy to do anything.
Maybe this just
You
lost.
see? Do you see what I deal
Yeah,
with,
probably just
or
not.
hear what I deal
okay.
with, folks?
Yes, something from
Okay,
Ethiopia.
this just in. Our producer told me
Oh.
I'm an ignorant asshole. Let's go balls deep in the E rating.
Cuba?
Cuba would be good.
I mean, I'm only saying Cuba because I love Cuban food.
Yeah, that'd
and
be cool.
I would really hit that
Well,
pavilion
and
up.
it's cool
Oh,
because you know it's been, I guess, what's it called?
And it was recently
Time
liberated.
locked. It's been
right?
time locked for so long.
That's
like
true.
that'd be kind of cool. Like we haven't really gotten to see much.
Egypt is in Africa and would be awesome.
Big time
Right?
Egypt. I don't know
Egypt would be
anything
fun.
about Egyptian food, but I would like
There's
to know about
some
it.
pyramids there.
For sure.
Right? Mummies.
Tutankhamun. Wait, is that his name?
Tutankhamun.
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 Yeah.
King Tut.
We're
Shout
toot-
out to King
we
Tut.
Tutankhamun.
Shout out to King Tut. The Sphinx.
Yep.
All right, so what did we name? We got
Egypt.
Egypt.
Australia.
Cuba.
India. Cuba.
India.
We need one more.
Russia?
I considered Russia, but I was
It's too
like,
hot.
It's cold there.
To have
I
yeah.
was like,
It
I'm
would
confused.
feel weird.
I don't know if I like Russian food, so I'm thinking about food the whole time, really, when it comes to these countries.
What about?
I think we need to think about food that we want to eat.
So we've
That's
got.
me too.
What about another?
So I'm wondering, like Thailand.
Thai.
But the Philippines.
Yeah, because the humidity's perfect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of culture in the Philippines as well. What about Korea? I'm gonna say South
Ooh,
Korea.
Korea would
South
be
Korea,
great.
right?
So yeah,
Oh,
so
love that.
South Korea would be cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That'd
I've
be
heard
fun.
it's Korean
Kimchi all around.
Yeah, kimchi,
Oh,
Korean
yes.
barbecue.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, do some hot pot. You know, that would be fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
And-
What kind of alcohol do they have there?
I don't know.
Producer.
I don't know either.
If you know what kind of alcohol they serve in South Korea, let us know at the Dip Crew on Twitter. Thank you. Well, that was fun. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
That
Yeah.
was good.
That was good.
Alrighty.
This is gonna be the longest podcast.
This
we've
is
ever
going
done.
to be.
I'm
Should
sweating.
we do an intermission? Should we take a break? Should we do our first break?
Let's take a break because I'm sweating.
All right, let's take a break and
American
pull up.
Idol. It's like American Idol.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you
After the break.
Take a dip. Take a dip. Just take a dip. Take a dip. Take a dip. Yeah.
All right, we're back from break. We're cool. We're vibing. It's our first break ever. Episode 10 is getting wild. So,
I'm not putting the bongos down.
we're Beard. Megan has bongos. We're moving on to our next question. It's from our friends, our BFFs at the Run Eat Drink podcast.
Nice.
Check out runeatdrink.net for all your running, eating, and drinking needs. They asked us another twofer. The first one is pretty relevant to right this moment. How do you deal with humidity?
Dress appropriately.
Baby powder.
We need. Can I just say something? Can I just throw something out to the internet? Can we get a freaking baby powder sponsor already?
Please.
Absolutely.
Can someone sponsor my nethers?
I actually used the best baby powder I've ever used this
Tell
last
us about
weekend
it.
in St. Pete.
Tell us.
I don't remember the actual name of it, but my stepbrother had it, and it smelled amazing.
What did it smell like?
It just clean, just
Okay.
really, really clean. Like, oh my gosh! And it really was the best baby powder I've ever used.
Was it for babies?
No, it's for like men.
Okay.
Like it was at like an all man
it's a
store or
manly-
whatever. Like
So I can't use it. Is
no,
what
you're
you're
not.
saying.
No, definitely not.
Exactly, no. But it like the brand name was like Ball something.
Balls to the wall.
No.
Baby powder.
Balls. All right. Well, if you make a baby powder for men
That smelled really good.
that smells good, and you want to get in on this weird show, you just let us know at the Dip Crew.
I'll figure it out
on
yes,
Twitter.
so we can send it to him.
Yeah. So I think dress for the weather is important because it's humid in the summer.
Tank tops, rompers, dresses, shorts.
Flippy floppies.
Flippy floppies.
Don't bring jeans. I mean, bring them, but don't wear them.
I wore jeans today to work.
And were you hot?
No, because my
Well, not inside
office
the
is so
office.
cold.
Were you hot outside?
Yeah, I guess.
And like you might. I mean, this is like maybe a little too personal, but you might want to shower more than you're used to if you're
Yeah.
going to be outside a lot because you get that sticky all over you.
I
you
know I shower twice a day.
Yeah, I don't, but I know if I'm outside in the summer, I'm going to want to shower at least once a day.
Use
on my
like
vacation.
defrizz hairsprays if you like style your hair because it
that's
will
good.
frizz.
I wear a hat all the time,
Also,
so I don't have
you
to worry about that.
will think you have oily skin because I grew up in Florida and I thought I did, but it's really just Florida.
When did you
My
find that
makeup is
out?
like so perfect when I'm in like New York when it's cold.
When did you find out you didn't have oily
I mean,
skin?
I do have oily skin. It doesn't matter.
Because she says
You
it all
should
the
cut
time.
this out. I do have oily skin, but it's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was once I left Florida.
So maybe it's like a defense mechanism that your skin puts out
Yeah.
in the right climate. All right.
I got it.
Yeah, so there's really not a lot that you can do to completely deal with the humidity, but you cope with it, and you find ways to cool yourself off.
Be ready for traffic. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like sitting in traffic?
How is that related to humidity? The whole question was around humidity.
I thought it was. Never mind.
We are too intoxicated for this podcast. This is all garbage.
It's not. It'll be good. I can do wonders in editing. All right, so the next question from Amy and Dana at the Run, Eat, Drink podcast is, if you could only ride one ride or attraction in Orlando at one park, what would it be?
Hagrid.
So that's it. That's it. No more rides after that. This is your last one. Just one ride. Or maybe you can ride it again and again. But that's it. Nothing ever again.
Ever again.
That's what I just invented. I put a spin on the question.
No, I won't accept that spin.
Yeah.
So just know that that's not being taken into
Oh, come on.
consideration.
That's what it says. If you could only ride one ride. So this is it. Forever.
Yeah, if you had to go.
You're on
Orlando
a
every time, you
deserted
had to go.
island.
With one ride.
And it's got a ride on it.
Oh, it's Hagrid. Yeah, it's Hagrid.
Really?
Yeah, it's Hagrid.
Wow.
I don't think mine is Hagrid, but it's tough.
I haven't been on it, but I've seen it.
It's.
And,
I love it.
Can I name two that I'm torn between?
okay.
The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, good one.
It's a wonderful roller coaster.
It's
One
a
of the best
great
in
roller
Orlando.
coaster.
And this might be an odd one because it's a slow ride, but the Navi River Journey.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to do one again and again and again, you might not want it to be like an
A roller
all-out
coaster.
thrill ride. You
It's
get-
really beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a really cool animatronic.
Yeah.
Wait. Now I'm reconsidering.
This is rough.
Navi River Journey is in Animal Kingdom. Incredible Hulk is in Islands of Adventure. For those who don't know.
Which one? Manta's
Manta's
a,
fun.
Manta's a great coaster.
Kraken is a really good roller coaster. If you don't know something about SeaWorld,
Shikra
if you
at
haven't
Busch
been to
Gardens.
SeaWorld, it's not just about the animals. They have some of the best roller coasters. That's a fact.
Where?
Yeah.
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, not
SeaWorld, yeah. They have good
SeaWorld's
ones.
rides go hard.
Kraken, Manta, Mako.
I haven't been on
You got
Mako
another
yet.
one coming.
Yeah, that new one, Infinity Falls,
Infinity
that like
Falls.
water
Yeah.
ride that looks really cool.
Water ride might be fun. You know what might be cool, though?
What?
I'm going to take us on a hard left turn, going on Kilimanjaro Safari.
That's what I was
Oh
going to
my
say.
god!
That's what I was
Yes.
gonna say.
Abort all other answers. My answer is
I don't think that
Kilimanjaro
counts. I don't
Safari.
think that counts. I
Stop.
don't
It
think
it
counts.
counts. It's a
It will
ride.
be
If
different
you can get
every
fast
time you
pass-
go on it. That's the winner. It will
I don't
never be
think
the
that counts.
same,
Right.
and you will see
a
live
ride.
animals.
Doesn't count.
It's a ride,
It
first
counts.
of all. It's not a free-range car. It's on, essentially, a track.
They drive it.
It has a fast pass.
You wait in line.
Yep, you wait in line. It is a ride. It is a ride.
That's the answer. And anyone who disagrees hates animals.
And the question here states if you could only ride one attraction.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. Okay.
Suck on that.
Right.
All right, well,
And
I
it's
can't
long.
pick Kilimanjaro.
It is
Safari.
long.
Yeah.
It's worth the wait, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's worth the wait.
Yeah. It's great.
It is pretty great. We went there when it was raining, and they were very active.
It
And
was
then, you know, if you
awesome.
went on it enough times, the animals might, like, get used to seeing you.
And they'd be like,
Yeah.
chill
You
with
make
me.
like the
Yeah.
same sound every time, like. Sorry.
Right. So, yeah, I think... Can you beat that, Garrett? Can you beat Kilimanjaro Safari?
Of course not,
You can't
because
be
not
beat.
because not there's no other ride like that.
That would be different every time. I
Lion
can't
Country
think of one.
Safari.
But it says Orlando. It says
Orlando.
Orlando.
No,
That's
no,
West Palm.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
All right. We came up... You're welcome, Runny Drink. We came up with the right answer. So, moving on.
That is the right answer.
Steph came up with the right answer.
Well, you know.
And it's absolutely
Yeah.
the right
But
answer.
Megan agreed, so that's smart of her.
Wholeheartedly.
So the next one comes from Dre Lewis.
Drew
Oh,
Lewis.
Just kidding. It's from Drew Lewis. I've heard of this guy. He wants to know, what's the best beach you've ever been to in FLA? Short for
That's
Florida.
Florida. Yeah.
That is. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't remember the beach.
Okay.
To be honest. I know it was on the East Coast.
Okay.
It may have been Boca Raton, it may have been Fort Lauderdale, or just West
Describe
Palm.
it to me.
What I remember is that there were rock formations that
Mm-hmm.
had little like living environments in them that included anemones, and I stuck my finger in an anemone. And I feel like I approach rocks at any beach because
Mm-hmm.
of that memory. And I never find anemones.
So there is a beach on the East Coast. What's it called, producer? Red Reef State Park or just Red Reef Park? Red Reef Park in Boca. If you listen back to episode 2 or 3, I think it was, Beach Dazed, we talked about this park a little bit. It's great for snorkeling. It actually has a barrier inlet around it, so you'll get a lot of sea life that kind of gets trapped in the wake of the waves. So if you're a snorkeler, if you want to interact with wildlife, that is a great beach to go to. That had to be where you were.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Red Reef. There. That's my answer.
It's hard, man. There's so many.
There are so many.
There's so many. I was just talking to somebody today, and they were like, how close are you to the beach? I'm like, well, what beach are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many.
Sarah, who is on our dip crew, she hasn't been on an episode in a while, she let me know that anywhere that you are in Florida, whenever you're there, you're no more than 60 miles from a beach.
I like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
No matter where you are. You couldn't be more than 60 miles from a beach.
It's so hard.
So that's like an hour.
Yeah.
If you're on the
Depending on
highway.
traffic.
Yeah.
From sheer just memory of when I was a kid and everything, I'd say St. Pete Beach just because I've had so many great memories from there.
Yep.
Super cool resort, super cool you can. We were just there this past weekend. We went body surfing, which was so much fun.
And the waves were hidden because the
I
storm.
need to know about body surfing.
There's a storm brewing,
Uh-huh.
and the waves were really fierce.
What was his name? The storm?
Something from
Cristobal.
the sea.
Cristobal. Yeah.
So be careful. The waves are fun. It's a lot more fun with intense waves. But if you don't prepare, it'll throw you under and you might almost drown, which happened to me twice.
Well, you're not normally going to have waves at St. Pete Beach.
No,
Correct.
Because of the tropical storm.
Correct.
It was just a real. I mean, it was a fluke.
It's
that doesn't
the
happen very
East
often.
Coast that has heavier waves.
Yeah.
And that's
The West Coast is normally pretty
My
chill.
second favorite beach, West Palm Beach.
Yeah, West Palm's good.
Had so much fun there.
Yeah. And then a lot of cool places to stay and eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really sophisticated nightlife and day life.
What?
Just the constant burping. So, yeah, this is tough because the best beach feels so
It's hard.
relative.
It's hard,
to-
Drew.
It is
It's hard.
hard. It's really hard. That's
If you
what
like
she
the
said.
critters, pick my answer.
If you like nightlife and alcohol,
Yeah.
St. Pete Beach.
I mean, I really like the beaches Clearwater and Siesta Key for the actual quality of the beach and what you're going to get around that. Because we're pretty spoiled. We have a beach right down the street from us, so we can always go to the beach. People, a lot of visitors like to come here because it's really quiet and you can enjoy your time. But I don't want it to be quiet. I want to have some places to go to at night or
Of course.
somewhere to walk up. So I love Clearwater because they have a lot of cool places like Frenchie's. They have a place called, what is it? The Pavilion? I think is a bar called the Pavilion that they have. We also learned that the very first Hooters came from Clearwater.
Yeah, I got kicked
how
out of
could
it.
you be mad at that?
You got kicked out of it? Pause. What?
Yeah, my whole
How did you get kicked out of Hooters and how old were you?
Shout out Skylar Weens.
Weens, isn't that what this is?
That's a weeness.
It's like when you're weaning yourself off of my
Okay,
pet
let's.
food.
Can I tell the story? No, we were at an AAU baseball tournament. We went to the
Okay.
first Hooters
You
ever.
played baseball?
I did.
I didn't know that.
He's
What
played
position?
too many sports.
Very long time. I was a center fielder.
Good
But
end, Ween.
shout out Skylar Weens. We were all sitting at a bunch of there were we had 3 tables,
Uh-huh.
and he took his shoe off and threw it across the restaurant and knocked over 10 drinks.
Ugh.
And I mean, we were already rowdy before. We were 13, and they said
13? You got
they
kicked
said,
out?
They said we are not ever allowed back.
Wow.
They wouldn't remember you. You're a grown man.
No, I
of
want to
course
go.
not now,
Now I
Megan,
want to go
but
so
we
bad.
got kicked out. We actually got kicked out of 3 restaurants that weekend.
Wow. Good for
in the
you.
Clearwater area. Yeah. The Hooters, the hotel restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
right next to it, and Joe's Crab Shack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This might not be our best podcast, but it's my favorite podcast.
But it's our most fun, for sure.
Yeah,
We
most
hope you're having
young
fun
people
with us.
listen to it.
So yeah, I love Clearwater, love Siesta Key. There's a bunch of places where you can spend all day at the beach. So I love that. Cool. Thanks, Drew Lewis.
Thanks, dude.
Drew Lewis. Next up, we've got a question from Glenn Rosler. Glenn.Rosler. He said, who has the best Puerto Rican food in Florida? So this was tough because, to be honest, Cuban food's really my thing.
I would agree.
Yeah. And they're
I'm
not that
sorry.
different. No, you can get some of the same dishes. You can get like empanadas. You got your rice and your fried plantains. So we love that Caribbean style food. But I did a little research for you, my buddy Glenn Rosler. We learned that Florida actually has the largest population of our friends from Puerto Rico in the entire United States, most of which are residing in Orlando. So we found a cool website called The Culture Trip. So we're going to put the links to this site down in the show notes. It's theculturetrip.com, and they showcase a lot of cultural food exploration. And they showcased the best Puerto Rican food in Orlando and Miami, because that's where you're going to find the highest concentration of Puerto Rican food. So if you're traveling to the state because you want some of that, go ahead and check them out. And if you look on Miami, or if you look on Yelp, there are 127 restaurants that come up representing Puerto Rican food.
That's a lot.
So that's a lot. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty overwhelming.
I feel like we would really enjoy Puerto Rican food.
It's very similar to Cuban food. I actually just did a quick Google search, and a lot of them are very similar.
Yeah.
The same. Tostones, empanadas. those
Have
are
you ever
both-
had mofongo?
Yeah, same. Both Cuban and Puerto Rican.
My
right?
family.
I didn't know that Cubans made mofongo.
I could be
thought
wrong.
it was just Puerto Rican.
Sorry, Cuban.
My family went there when we were young. When I was younger.
To Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and I remember the food being just delicious. But it was a cool place.
Yeah.
Like it was. I mean, I really enjoyed that place.
It's cool because it's technically a republic, so you can go there without a passport.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
go to
cruise
Puerto
ports
Rico,
that'll go to
man.
Puerto Rico. Yeah. Lauren, the cool mom, has been to Puerto Rico.
Shouts out Lauren.
Shouts out Lauren. She has been shoulders deep in babysitting since the quarantine, so she hasn't been able to get on any episodes. But she did want to let us know that there is actually a Puerto Rican place right up the street from her. That's amazing. She lives just outside of Tampa in Wesley Chapel. So sometimes if you are staying near Tampa and you look for a hotel, it'll plop you in Wesley Chapel or Land Lakes. And the place is actually called, fittingly, Rice and Beans. Rice and apostrophe beans. And it's supposed to be amazing.
Apostrophe.
Rice and beans.
And.
Not
I
rice
think it's
and beans.
And.
Rice and beans. It's called Rice and Beans.
Rice and Beans.
Yep. So if you're in the Tampa area, you want to check out Puerto Rican food, go to Rice and Beans.
I highly recommend Cuban and Puerto Rican food.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with like the hearty different meats that they make and rice and beans.
And it's not like very heavy. Like Mexican food is often like fried or covered in cheese.
Yep.
And it's delicious, don't get me wrong, but you're getting those like same flavors but with like a lighter side to it.
Yeah.
Megan, I know we're having chicken tikka masala tonight, but we didn't know we were gonna have this much alcohol. Can we have Taco Bell instead?
If that chicken tikka masala gets eaten before we go on vacation.
Of course it will.
Heck
Of
yeah.
course it will, guys.
Guys.
Taco Bell does sound good.
Taco Bell always sounds good.
Taco Bell is the Dip Crew's favorite fast food restaurant.
Oh,
This
yeah.
might not be included if
For
that's
sure.
okay.
Producer, can
yeah.
you confirm?
It is the only fast food restaurant.
This just in, it is the only fast food restaurant that you want to be a part of.
Forget Chick-fil-A. Forget
No,
McDonald's.
Megan, we're trying to get sponsors here.
I don't know if we need to be sponsored by McDonald's. Unless
would.
McDonald's wants to sponsor us. In which case, hit us up at the Dip Crew on Twitter.
I will say
McChickens are good.
we go to McDonald's more when we go out than Chick-fil-A.
That's because Taco Bell's been closing earlier. It's still gonna get cut, right? This is garbage.
It's not garbage.
Who knows? We don't know until I listen to it. And I'm
Sober.
like,
Listen to it sober.
sober. Exactly. All right, everybody. So speaking of fast food, it's time for our Just a Day in Paradise Trivia Challenge. We will select one winner at random and shout you out on our Instagram story. If you think you know the answer, let us know at the Dip Crew on Twitter or email me at steph@justadayinparadise.com. Are you guys ready for the question?
Yeah.
All right, so this famous fast food chain was started in 1954 by James W. McLemore.
I know.
Great segue.
Thank you. It was a good segue.
You're welcome.
Garrett.
We're keeping that in.
He did it. He asked for Taco Bell.
We're keeping that in.
That's it. And David Edgerton in Miami. Some sources Oh my god. Some sources allege, however, some sources allege, however, a venture founded in Jacksonville, Florida by Keith Kramer and Matthew Burns in 1953 was the actual first location. Either way, you're sure to get your burger just the way you want it at any of their 17,796 locations worldwide. Who am I?
I know the
I know what it
answer.
is.
Don't say it.
I know it.
Don't say it.
I know it.
Don't say it.
Your Majesty. That's my hint.
Megan.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Just a Podcast in Paradise. We know you have your choice of travel podcasts, and we thank you for choosing to travel with us. We would love it if you would subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and give us a 5-star review if you enjoyed your time with us today. You can also follow us on Instagram at Just Take a Dip for daily updates on what's happening around Florida, and check out our YouTube channel, Just a Day in Paradise, for destination ideas, restaurant reviews, unboxing things you might want to take on your trip, and copycat recipes from some of your favorite places in paradise. We are wishing you a little bit of sunshine wherever you are, and we hope to see you in paradise soon.